Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, as in the sun. The sun that we see before us is representative of that beautiful sun within us. An opportunity to align, to allow, to embody, to perceive that sun that we are within us as we connect, and without us as we see through eyes of higher frequency. And then, of course, the Sunday, the sweetness of life. Every time we connect to that sun within, it truly is sweet. It is the highest frequency available to us in this moment of now. And life is sweet when we allow it to be felt through that sun within. And then, of course, there's Sunday, S-U-N, first day of the week. Every moment is an opportunity to create anew from this high frequency of sun, of love. And the sun, S-O-N, the sun, create from the son and daughters of this pure God source energy that you guys are, sons and daughters of pure God. Rays, fractals came out as phrase. Rays and fractals of the beautiful high consciousness being of love and light that you guys are, that we radiate every time we go within and connect. It is always there, but when we go and connect, we bring focus and we allow and we embody this frequency of love and light to be reflected in our reality. So good moment, guys. Good moment of you. It is a moment of a new beginning, a new breath, a new awareness, new hopes, Spirit is saying, new dreams to bring forth. Every time we raise in frequency, every time we allow more light, we raise in frequency and we bring forth new hopes, new ideas, new imaginings, new visioneering. That is what life is about, is an eternal flow of consciousness. It is an eternal flow to be created and experienced as that human that you are. Welcome, guys. Good morning, Rhonda. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Gina Palazzo, Tamra. Good to see you guys. So I just wanted to breathe. Well, we'll take a nice deep breath in, and then I'm going to take it inside and deliver a Sunday message and see what else wants to come through for today. April 2nd, a beautiful day. To me, it's going to be a reflection of the collaboration of energies. It's always about integration, and integration of the polarities truly are what bring us balance and what truly create a power point. Because when we buy into that experience of separation, we actually unempower ourselves, because then we were considering something outside of us. Or when we're not embodying a piece of ourselves and creating that separateness, we fractalize ourselves. But when we bring in all of the fractals, all of the light, and we dissipate the illusion of separation, we really, really become empowered. And that empowerment is through that now. It is through that portal within. So we'll just take a nice deep breath in, guys, and connect to your power, connect to your sun, open up and allow and embody your individuality. For that sun is that portal to all that you are throughout time. Quote, there is no time or space. It is a connection and an opening up to your multidimensional self. And every multidimensional self experience contains its own multidimensional information. And when you open up to one, you open up to the all. When you open up to the now, you open up to all of the now yous on all timelines. We are one. All right, guys, we'll take a nice deep breath in. I'll just show the sun out there. So beautiful. And a little further, and a little more. Hold it. Feel into your energy. Feel you becoming that being of light that you are, illuminating, emanating, vibrating. And exhale. All right, guys, thank you. I'll take it inside and just see what else wants to come through. First of all, I'll just show you that. Is that not glorious, guys? So the sun is always reflecting, and it is always there, whether it's cloudy. Same with us, whether we're experiencing some confusing moments, times of uncertainty, times of tribulation. Say good morning, Caleb. That sun is always there supporting us. but it can't do the work for us all the time, because then that would take away our human journey, the experience of our power. And so many times we're taught to pray, or so many times in the past we might have called out to God, but it's that God within, and that God is always holding that space. It is always there emanating for us. It is always present. But just like us as a parent, if we did everything for our child, it would take away their experience of it and their power. Just like they say, when a chick is hatching, if we help it along and peel away that shell, it actually disempowers them. And then they don't have as much confidence in themselves, in their life, or even a will to live. So, working through the struggles, and as we become empowered and as we embody more and more of our natural self, that light, we become stronger in life, because that is the true essence of life. That is where our true power is. That is the eternal part of us, not just the fleeting moments that we have as a physical. Because I'm just opening up the window. Oops, kind of hot in here. Because that's all transient, and that's all just energy passing through, reflecting those frequencies that we're embodying. And what fell down here? Hold on here, guys. I got my little Mythos son here. I showed you guys this one day. I said, Mythos, enough iPad. I said, go play with your Legos or build something. And this is what he built. He built this little sun with the little eyes. Whoops, can we see it here? And he didn't know how to hold it together, so he went and got Scotch tape and he put it together, and I find it to be so cute. That's representing the sun. Oops, as well. His little pure light shining. That's what fell down. So you can look at it this way. Sometimes we don't like our challenges or our struggles or the things that we're transmuting, but it's actually empowering us. And as you can call it overcome, and as we work through it and allow it to show us areas that are not serving us, or beliefs or energies or thought forms we're holding on to or attached to, when we can release them and allow them in love, it creates space for this light, for us to embody more light, which is clarity, which is power. And it's actually bringing forth more life. Every time we have overcome or worked through something, or faced the fear head on, or did something in spite of fear, for after all, fear is false evidence appearing real, an experience we create that gets our time to make us face something within ourselves. Every time we do that, we literally do bring forth more life, because light is life. It gives us a greater will to live, just like a little chick. It gives it that strength. It gives it that experience of tuning in and tapping in, and giving it the experience of courage and strength and resilient and independence, and what's the word, when you can do something for yourself, self-reliant, and knowing you have the tools and the capability to get through things. That is a very beautiful spirit. All right, let's see who we got here. Good morning. Howdy, y'all, from Ohio. I got a friend that lives in Ohio, an internet friend, a soul sister. Kelly Collins is in Ohio. Daddy Ada, Donnie Dino, how are you? It's Ramzone Sheriff. It's Ramzone Sheriff. Many prayers sent your way. Thank you so much. Freedom. Oh, Tamara, thank you for, and that's what we all do for each other as Master Light Blasters. We fill in each other's gaps. Freedom. So whenever I'm at a loss for words, because when you're in channeling mode, as you guys know, sometimes your mind leaves you or you leave your mind, and it's hard to grasp language. And thank you so much. Yeah, it gives us greater freedom. So that's how the polarities work for us. Those things that we feel imprisoned by are actually the very things that will bring us to greater freedom. No less than the Eight of Swords tarot card, where it looks like it's all tied up. It's got the devil. It can't get loose, but the shackles are kind of loose depending on what depiction you are looking at. It has the power to remove itself. And in that, you become more empowered and freeing. The dark and the light work together, essentially for creation and to bring us greater freedom. Miranda Panda, hello, beautiful. All right. So today I'm going to be delivering a collective reading. And please share out, guys, if you haven't. And I'll probably throw a few quickies in there for Sherry Outers. But if you want a personal today, open donation, and my thing should be in the link. So beautiful, beautiful day, beautiful beginnings. Are you guys feeling like this new energy surge as you hit April? Yes, we've had to do some more fine tuning. And it's not always easy, but I don't know. That sun just kind of says it all today. Whoops, hold on here. Post a comment. Hold on here. We'll just see. We'll pull a couple oracles and just see what's coming through. I love the oracles because they're the physical representation of our energy. And when we're open, oh my God, it tells us so much. And how our interpretation, even the way we perceive things in life and interpret, or what we see in images, or what morphs in Mother Earth or nature, or um, even this morning I woke up and we have these barn doors in the bedroom. Hold on. And what morphed before me, what morphs is what's going to tell you something about your energy field, and your response to it is going to tell you your frequency resonance to it. So this morning I was looking at the barn doors, and then the Master Light Blaster group, we're really making connections of timelines where we're tied to like John the Baptist, Jesus, the Essenes, and all of that. And I literally saw John the Baptist appear in the paint. It's a distressed wood barn door, and you know how it's scraped and things will appear in images, and that was just showing me the energy that we've been working in, that John the Baptist energy, and what's coming through right now, not just as it related to James, because that was related to James, a timeline that James Schuler, that he was opening up to, but his holding of that energy is also showing us something. It's not just about his timeline there, but because he is in our awareness right now, and John the Baptist energy is coming forth really strong, and I don't know a lot about it, but I'm going to watch more. Gina sent me a video, just other than he was the cousin. He was born late in life, wasn't he? Was it Elizabeth's son? And they were cousins. He was cousins with Jesus, right? And anyways, he baptized people, and he was all about truth, gave great insight and wisdom, and all of that. So that John the Baptist energy being in our awareness through James and what he channeled is giving us a perspective and energy, a way to look at our own energy, just like all of us do. I'm thinking of Thaddeator right now, Chris Tucker, Tamara, you guys are all representing and opening up to these multidimensional selves, and bringing an energy into everybody else's awareness that is supporting us in this new birth, in this journey. So John the Baptist, when I think of him, I always just think of him dunking people in the river. And to me, baptism is that, it's that flood of that Christ consciousness within us. It's that opening up through our emotions to give us that experience, whether it be joy or sadness. It is still water. It is still water emanating from our heart, from our soul, through the emotions of the human experience. So we are all being baptized into this new frequency, life. Oh my God, life. Oh my God, this is all connecting. You guys are amazing, because you're the ones creating this through what I see with you guys and the energy you're reflecting to come through me. So earlier, I just talked about new life. Every moment is new life. We know that. I showed examples of the chick. We take away its will to live sometimes when we do things and step in and try to take care of things for the other, not unlike the Father, our higher self, doesn't step in and fix everything for us. God, when we cry out to God, we're called out to connect to our own God, which brings forth new life, new understanding, greater light. So the baptism represented by John the Baptist is a new baptism. I know earlier in my journey, like late 20s, when I was I felt like, what is it called again? Born again Christians, right? I felt like I was born again as I allowed the contrast of the Catholicism or what I was seeing in life to act as a catalyst for me to go within. And I all of a sudden, I felt sparked, and I had this beautiful new understanding of, I really felt like born into new life. I had this greater understanding, and this new life was freedom. Like Tamara said, it was freeing. So the John the Baptist energy that's been coming through a lot, even in yesterday's Temple of the Sun readings, but particularly in the Master Light Blaster group, and anybody who resonates with that information, just text me if you want to join. Anyways, that is showing us that we are being born into new life. We are water. Water is life. And I think James was even talking about that a lot, about the water yesterday. And of course he's going to, because if he has that timeline as John the Bee, I'm calling him Johnny Be Good. That's Johnny Be Good. You know the song Johnny Be Good, Chuck Berry? Oh my God, it's fun and it's life-giving and it's uplifting. Chuck Berry, yeah. The whole Chuck Berry thing's coming through now. That's really high vibe. It's fun. It makes you want to express and dance and move. That is kind of how this energy is coming over us, not in a solemn, quiet, humble, lower kind of old ways of bowing down to a higher power. It's more life given. This baptism, this new life we are taking in has nothing less to do than us embodying more light. And this new energy is life giving. It literally makes you want to feel like dancing. If you like that kind of music, Johnny Be Good. And it's fun and it's alive. And that's what we are all being baptized with right now, into this new life, this baptism of ourself, coming into more light. Oh my God. And water gives life. We're 85% water. We need life to survive. And we were born out of water. They say the earliest life forms on earth came from the water. And then that makes all the connections to the dolphins, the deep sea creatures, the whale, all of that. And the whale goes deep. And us are being called to go deep within ourselves. The more light we become, the deeper we go. And then what do? We come on the surface and play with each other as the dolphin energy, those high frequencies, those sonar, that electromagnetic field of communication where we're attracting soul families, soul groups, soul reflections, reflecting these higher vibes that we are shining and being and embodying. It is amazing. All because of you guys. All right, let's see who we got here. Yes, Tamara, that's how I feel. I listened to his brother, Marvin Berry. I didn't know Marvin was his brother. And Chuck Berry was more my mother's generation, but I love all that old stuff, 50s, 60s, and mythos too. We'll listen to Chuck Berry, and I put him on the, the tandem bike, and I give him a little Bluetooth speaker, and all the Johnny Be Good, and what are them? No Particular Place to Go. They're bringing that song up too. No Particular Place to Go. And that's how we are to be up. Oh my God. I don't know if Chuck Berry's coming through today or what, but we have no particular place to go. Just like that song says, we are operating in freedom. We're being self-directed, self-guided by opening up to our light, embodying more light, allowing the fear, the struggles, the challenges in life to work for us, not to run away or shun or hide from them. And Gina gave us a very simple, mundane example of that, or how a lot of us face that as technology advances. Sometimes it's hard to go. It wobbles us a little bit. We got to figure it out, and it's a learning curve. How does this new platform work? How does this new app work? How does this and what did Facebook do now? And how do I do that? And what it does is it expands us. But as we work through it, instead of shoving it apart and saying, deleting that app and saying F that, as we work with it and go through the process, we're activating more light. We're becoming more empowered through working through that. And what's it called when you do things yourself? Not do it yourself, not DIY, but when you enable yourself, you become capable. What the hell's the word, guys? When you work through it. Shit, this is what I'm talking about. What's the word when we go through stuff and go through the process? Anyways, you guys get the idea. We bring more life into us. We give ourselves more confidence. We trust our process. We trust ourselves. And even the littlest things have such a big impact on us. And okay, so that's where I was going. No particular place to go. And I just remember looking in my little mirror on the bike and seeing Mythos, and he's just driving. And it always brings a smile to my face, that Chuck Berry essentials, or, all of those hits. We have no particular place to go because we're being our own guide, we're being self-directed, and we're allowing the light to show us the path of this new creation. We have no particular place to go. Also, because there is no end destination. It is the journey. Old Chucky Boy is saying, it's the journey. And now he's like moving, he's going, it's the journey. It's the journey getting there. It's the vibe, it's the feel. Oh God, now that other song is coming. The jukebox, 16. She's only 16. What the hell's the name? Rock and Roll Queen. Waiting for the right song to come. Put the body in the jukebox and we dancing. I can't think of the name. I should know all of them by heart. I can't grasp any words when I'm in this state, as you guys can tell. So this is beauty. So we can release what Spirit is bringing forth today. We can release the stress, the anxiety of having to have the answers, having to have the destination. And this brings to mind my whole Master Light Blaster group. I'm letting Spirit lead the way. The members are leading the way. Our light is activated and we bring forth what needs to be brought forth right now. Chuck Berry just said, F all those business plans. I don't want to get too rude, but F those business plans. Those are being blown out of the water. There is no plan. We are the plan. Our light is the plan. Our light is the way. And that brings such freedom in knowing as you follow the light. The only reason we wanted a plan before is because we didn't trust and we thought we needed to get to A to B to C in a linear time frame. That is all dissipating in this higher frequency. There is no A, B equals C, or we don't have to go through the whole alphabet to get to Z, because not only that, Z is an end point. There is no end point, Spirit is saying. There is no end result. It's all about the experience. We're dissipating that. Linear time and everything connected to linear time has caused a limitation, a constraint, put us in the box, made us feel that we've only got this much time. Oh my God, this is really coming through. So in my 50s now, I'm thinking, oh my God, and then I'll be 60 and 70, and then my life is done. I almost started freaking out this morning, but I felt that fear thinking, oh my God, and then the shadows of the old thoughts, oh my God, what's going to happen when I die? And am I just going to be buried? And I got scared for a second. And now I'm getting emotional because it's false evidence appearing real. That isn't the truth of who we are. We've come to be immortal. I know that's a stretch for some of us, but I started contemplating that, and that makes sense. When I wake up first thing in the morning, the energy to be dealt with for the day or for me to address comes when I open my eyes. So I started freaking out a little bit and thinking, oh my God. And then, you know how you have those midlife crises where you start evaluating and thinking, oh my God, have I fulfilled my purpose? And did I do what I was supposed to? And if life is about joy, and am I really right where I'm supposed to be? And is there more? And am I doing it right? And if I was to die right this second, would I have any regrets? So all of those kind of thoughts started stepping forward. And so those are all connected to the limitation of linear time. Spirit is saying that's the point. I was getting caught in that linear time, and it gave me a moment to pause and to think. And then I thought to myself, well, if I could have done anything in the world, and if I knew I was going to die tomorrow, would I be doing something different? What about all this channeling? I asked myself, what about what I do and all this stuff? And of course, the answer was, yeah, I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing because it's fun for me. It's expression. And when I gain greater insight, it's freedom. It's freedom. It's freedom. It's like breaking open the shell. It's like that chick. Every time I get an insight or a wisdom, or we allow a light to activate within us through our experience, we break open another shell. It's another chick release. It's another information release. It's another life release, even within that chick. Because with every decision, we also have multiple timelines. And that chick, soon as an insight is born, Spirit is saying, we create many, 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 many paths. Because with any one life, you can think of that as an insight, as a portal opening up within itself. Then that chick, that new thought, has unlimited paths it can take. Does that make sense? So this morning, when I woke up, I could have took the path of, okay, I'm going to go back to normal. Or I'm going to take the day off and just rethink my whole life here. Or I could just keep forward on that trajectory I've already started. So it's just an example. Like starting off in college is an example. My daughter will be doing that pretty soon. And She has all these classes available. So that Drasana on this timeline has unlimited possibilities and paths she can take. So even though our focus isn't on every single path, because they are potentials, they also are supporting us because somewhere, because we're unlimited, she might have a consciousness experiencing a path that she's not, but she's still able. Spirit is saying, and I'm asking Spirit, I'm questioning this right now in my mind with Spirit, and they're saying, yes, you have the potential to gain the support of that timeline without taking it because you simply cracked the egg. You gave birth to it. Holy shusha. Because sometimes, a lot of times when I'm channeling and I'm bringing forth stuff, my human mind is also having its own little conversation in the background. And I was kind of shy or questioning presenting that because I don't want to present BS either. But guess what? If you can think it, it's also true on some timeline. But yeah, Spirit said that is true. We're way showers, light givers. I have those questions. Yeah. Because if we start comparing, thank you, Elio. If we start comparing, and this is where we can trip ourselves up to other people's timelines and experiences, we might question ourselves. But again, every experience is valid. So we have the opportunity to allow that question, allow that energy as a contemplation and a reflection other than a comparison. Oh my God, Spirit is so powerful. So when we do find ourselves flooded by other people's ways, what we were taught in the past and energies, or seeing how somebody else is doing it, that, I don't know, those dogs, they're living their soul's journey, but what they're doing for us is reflecting an energy for us to contemplate and reflect. So from now on, instead of judging yourself or belittling yourself or giving yourself shit, if you think you're comparing yourself to another way of being, replace the word comparison, they're saying, with reflection and introspection. So that's how that energy takes a positive twist. That's how that energy merges as a positive PowerPoint for us. Because in the past, and even myself, I'll say, don't compare yourself to others. Or when I compare myself to others, then I diminish my own light and thinking, oh, I should do it this way, or maybe I should have said that, or man, that person is really, really awesome and they're expressing this way, but that's because they're supposed to. So in the past, we created a separation by creating a comparison. And now Spirit is saying, instead of creating that polarity, that contrast, allow it to merge by taking the comparison, honoring it, and enveloping in it, but instead using that energy as introspection and reflection on oneself. That is beautiful. That's how we take our power back, by these seemingly separate things. And to get back to timelines, where we are, James, I don't know if you're there right now or watching later, but he used the analogy of cookies crumbling, like tower moments. The cookies are crumbling. Well, time is crumbling, but a cookie is yummy. But what we're doing is all those little crumbles, all of those little crumbs, pieces, you can think of them as pieces of our portals, those pieces as portals onto their own timelines. Frequencies, they're saying, frequencies. And now they're showing me like asteroids in space, like where you get these things in space. They're showing me that cookie in outer space. I'm laughing because it's kind of like a Sesame Street thing in the Cookie Monster. The vision they're showing me, every cookie crumbled is a portal, a frequency unto its own, but a cookie tastes yummy. So we're creating frequencies of sweetness that we can tune into, and we're escaping the linear, because there's so much stress and anxiety through the illusion of the illusion of time. Because then we think, I've only got so many minutes in a time. I've only got so much time to do this. I've got to achieve this before that and the other thing. Oh my God, I got to take so-and-so here and there. And oh my God. And then I got to paint my house before the end of the week or whatever it is. So when we can live in the moment, we allow the energy to present and make everything more efficient in that moment. And then it is easier, even in traffic, and me particularly. If I'm driving and I'm late and I'm thinking, oh my God, okay, Marie, I'll pause and I'll say, okay, just enter this moment, breathe it in, and know that you're going to get there right when you're supposed to. So we can get caught up in the momentum of stress and anxiety, which is an illusion created outside of the now, which creates separateness and then anxiety and brings us back to the linear timeline. Or when you're at that stoplight and you're pissed because it turned red when you need to get to your appointment, use that moment to tune in to that eternal part of you where you're going to not even understand, holy shit, how did I get through that traffic and get to my appointment 5 minutes earlier when I thought I was going to be 15 minutes late? That's happened to me. All right. Question. I'm worried if we don't compare ourselves to others, how do we push ourselves to the best? Okay. That's a very awesome question. You are the best already, Elio. We don't need to compare, but we can even think of competition in games. Look at it this way. So I'm thinking of Mythos and Trap. He has his own personal goals, but others can encourage and support you to receive or get to your own personal goals of getting better. So you guys all know Mythos. He has Down syndrome, and I try to integrate him and have him be part of other stuff. And I don't teach him he's got to beat that other person, but that other person can inspire him to push his own personal goals. So it's not comparison, Elio. It's allowing that reflection to show us, man, I can do better. If that person can do it, I can do it. So we're allowing comparison or competition, even, because I don't like even competing against another, not thinking that whole label of, oh, that person's better. It's about allowing that light of the other person and their achievements to fuel us to be better within our own personal self. Does that make sense? And you will be automatically drawn to those that you admire and are like at awe and say, wow, I wish I could do that. But know that you can. They're reflecting an energy that is available within yourself already. So for me in the past, I could say, oh man, that personal, I love spiritual teachings and channelings, and say, oh man, I wish I could do that. But instead say, oh, I have an interest in that, and that inspires me. Take that inspiration and take it, bring it back within to yourself and say, wow, if I'm reflecting that and I'm reflecting that channel, or I'm reflecting that triathlete or whatever it is, I have that capability within me. But not that I have to perform it or be it or express it like that person. I have my own individual frequency, my own light stamp that has come forth through expression. For example, I used to like be into Taekwondo, but I didn't like the and this is more a while back. I didn't like the bureaucracy, I guess, or the political agenda behind the scenes. I didn't believe in the belt ranking per se, because originally it was created without that, but I love the base of it. I love the deep rootedness in that, what it stood for, being better, working through your own fear. So punches and kicks and blocks that you learn in martial arts, they are all representative of our own energetic conflicts and how we work through them. Or maybe a block can be, oh, I don't prefer that, so I'm going to go this way. It's not about, I don't really believe I need to defend myself in a way, fear, but I allowed that program or agenda or exercise, and I applied it to my own individual frequency imprint as far as being the best that I can be, energetically, spiritually, physically, all of it, but not as a comparison, like I need to fit that mold. So then I went and created my own Taekwondo for fun class for kids to teach them a different way. So we can allow other people's energies to inspire us, but where to take it and say, how does this apply to me? How is this energy supporting me to express my own individual frequency imprint? Even channeling, like the way different people channel or heal or all these modalities, allow it to inspire you to take your own frequency imprint and fine tune it to your expression. And then it's freeing because we're not pigeonholed. We know we have freedom. It goes back to the beginning message of what Tamara said. It's about freedom, freedom of self, but we're all reflecting energies for us to be supported, to be activated. Even crappy energies can catalyze and activate us to find that truth within. Or when you see nicer things like, oh, that's so awesome, or a beautiful home in the woods, like a lot of you guys will post stuff and, off the grid stuff, it can inspire you to find, you don't have to have it like that. It can inspire you to have your own special little spot in a park even where you find peace. So it's not that we need to replicate or reproduce or copycat. They're just reflections for us to connect to our own light. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question? Because that's an awesome, awesome, awesome question. Because we all go through that as a human. So Elio, you just reflected a question that we all have. So through your light, because you already had that answer within your heart, but you wanted it to be brought through a different perception from someone else, you actually created, Elio, that channeling. I was the reflection of the answer that you already knew. That is amazing. And that's what we do for each other when we go live, when we present, when we express our frequency in whatever way, shape, or form it is. Whether it's to be that perfect, well, I don't want to say perfect, that mother that you always wanted to be, or that graphic designer, or that channeler, or that dancer, or that cook, the baker, the candlestick maker, all of that. It is just for you to express it in your own way. We are all like snowflakes, as you know. There is no other us, because we have multi-dimensional experiences that have their own multi, and it goes on throughout eternity. So we have an energetic makeup that when we express it, we give that other person a reflection of light that supports them and encourages them, or catalyzes them to seek within if they don't resonate with our light. And so even then they find their own light, their own expression. All right. This was an awesome long channeling. I just love it. You guys are unbelievable. If we don't, okay. Yeah, so that, hey, Tino at the temple. All right. Thank you, Dina. Beautiful. Me and Dina right there. We're going to be doing a cooperative live as well. And when we go to live with each other and other energies, we activate codes within one another, because we're reflecting each other through another person's perspective based on their multidimensional self, their God self. So look out for that, guys. Later April at some point. Gina, Master Light Blaster. Oh, Aqua. Yes, thank you. That's my spirit name. Tiana, thank you. Jesus was your mother, not your brother. You will know that when you keep going. Jesus was Isis. You are and all been lied to, and religion is a matrix. That poses a very interesting perspective for us, definitely, to ponder. So when you think of Jesus, there's many also, and this is beautiful, Tiana, thank you. There are many also different timelines of Jesus. There's the Jesus that is taught in the Bible, that he was on the cross and he literally, died and was buried and rose and all of that. On the third day, he rose again. There's the Jesus who was in a meditative state, who went on to move to France with his divine twin flame, Mary Magdalene, and had a family and continued their teachings. And so the Jesus timeline, and this goes back to the timelines I was saying, where there's multiple pathways for every hatching. The Jesus timeline that you resonate with will be reflective of the frequency and belief that you're believing in, because every truth is true based on the frequency that you're embodying and believing in. But that belief is always there, also will expand into greater layers. You can think of it as expansion or going in many layers of truth, if that makes sense. So there are many different timelines of Jesus as well. The timeline, and all timelines are connected. So that if you want to look at it this way, all timelines are still connected to one base truth, which is love, expansion, God, source energy. So Tiana, that is such an awesome point. Jesus was Isis. They also say Jesus was Abraham. So Jesus is multidimensional and has many different aspects of himself as well. And the one that we resonate with, just like all religions, the religion that we resonate with frequency wise is the one that makes us feel alive. It is freeing. So when I was younger, on the fence, going from Catholicism and expanding out, early 30s, I read a couple books, and it was there were channeled books of Mother Mary, and there were Mother Mary's message to the family, Mother Mary's message to the world, message. There was 2 or 3 of them, and they were so freeing because she gave insight. There was a woman that channeled her, and it was freeing, and it was liberating, and Jesus went on and had his children. It was liberating. So truth is liberating and freeing, no matter what truth you are resonating with. And that truth will always expand and change. But the root is still love. It is just different. You can think of it as the sun with all of these different rays coming out, all of these different rays shooting from the sun. Every ray is a ray of truth. That is a ray of light. Now Madonna's song is coming through, Ray of Light. All of those different rays are the eternal pathways of frequencies experienced in love, from our God source energy. Collapsing of the old for the new. Yes. Thank you. Thank you there, Mr. Chris Tucker. So Chris, oh my God. So he does this artwork, kind of like what C. Megan does, artificial intelligence and expressing all of that. And I know without a doubt, Chris, you're going to take this far, far. That's part of your spiritual expression is through that. And it's funny. So AI can be looked at. Okay, this is another way we integrate polarities. They think of it, oh, it's going to overtake the world. It's putting men out of business. It's going to be the end of humanity. But we can look at it that way, or we can look at it as an extension of our energy expanding in a way that is giving us a greater expression, a multidimensional expression. It's not taking away our freedom. It is adding to it. All right. I'm going to pull a collective card for us. And if anyone wanted a personal, let me know. A collective message. But wow, I think that Spirit has been really on point, or as Mythos and Drasana would say, on period. On period. Answering your questions before you ask them. All right, guys. This was awesome. Elio, so you followed your guidance. You were on this live, and it's like, I can tell you so much was activated within you from gaining other perspectives, and that's so beautiful. I want to send a message to someone telepathically. What's the best way to tap into the consciousness grid to get that person the message? That's a good question. So nothing, first of all, nothing is outside of you. So that person also is holding, I know this isn't answering your question directly quite yet, but the message you want to get to that person, how does it actually relate to you and is activating you and expanding you? And how is that person holding space for something within yourself you're activating? But another thing is, without expectation, just put it out there, they say. So when you want to telepathically communicate in your mind, Elio, and this is kind of like Neville Goddard's teaching as well, imagine that person receiving the message from you. Allow your imagination to create that portal, that reality. So that person that you want to send a message to, imagine them in your mind receiving. This is just what I'm being guided to right now in the way that you can actually be utilized by you, is just imagine that person receiving the message. Imagine that. Just imagine them already receiving the message. And that goes with creating. Everything starts from a thought and energetic place. And whatever you want to create, without expectation, releasing the expectation, but imagining whatever it is you want to create, imagining it as if it was done. But what is the fuel to getting you there is that emotion. How do you feel as that person gets the message? Also imagine you're feeling. Wow, do you feel good about it? Don't try to manipulate how they receive it necessarily, but imagine them getting it. And however, if it's a good message, imagine them being elated by it. Just like you say, you want to imagine yourself living a certain way of life. Put yourself there and put the emotion, and that's what humans are different. They have that emotion, and the emotion is the fuel that create it, that give it life. It's the soil, it's the fertilizer of that. So there's multi pieces of us that are stagnant. Until we bring our focus and emotion to it, that's what breathes life into all our experiences. That's what will make it manifest in our hologram. So imagine it as if it was. And just like somebody who's having a hard time, don't place your perception of what that person should feel or go through, or pathway, Spirit is saying. Like, say, someone who's depressed or they're having a hard time. Don't imagine the details, but imagine them being happy and fulfilled. Me, I like to imagine just this. If I'm praying for someone, sending them light, I put this on them. I just imagine this is emanating from them, and I'm like, my work is My work's done. I'm just imagining them being illuminated with that light and consciousness and that joy within them. Not how it has to happen, not that they need to turn to religion. Like some people will pray, like even my mom will pray for her kids to, to adhere to religion in the way she understands it, to God's word and all of that, to go to church, to go to mass, to go to confession, to honor all of the ceremonial stuff. She prays for it in a detail expectation. But what Spirit is saying is release the expectation, the performance of it, and just imagine the joy. Just imagine the light emanating, and that takes care of the rest, because everybody has their own journey, their own soul's journey that is perfectly matched for their soul's experience, their expansion. All right. Hold their vision in your heart and vibrate. Yes. Yeah, so just imagine it. Just imagine it. Because it's ever energetic. We are dissipating even every of the constructs of linear time. So in the past, linear time, the physicality is dissipating. We'd have to write a letter, put a stamp on it, and mail it. Remember those days? So as we rise in frequency, our ways of communicating, creating, exploring, developing are all energetic. We're opening up those pathways of telepathic, just everything is more energetic in frequency. So we'll shift to the reality where you'll get that answer, you'll get that guide, you'll get that opportunity, and it's boom, there. As a physical, you still got to take action and follow through, but things are going to happen quantum. They're saying we're more quantum. All right. Use them crow. All right. So I will finish up with a collective. Yeah, let's just see what the mystical wisdom. I'm going to pull mystical wisdom and conscious spirit, just two oracles for the collective to see, because spirit went into quite a bit, and I just want to see what any other insight, any other insight. All right, so what does the collective need to hear? And I don't see too many of you guys out there, so if you shared out and want a quickie, I'll pull you a quickie, but if you want a personal, it's just open donation. Where is it? There we go. Open donation. I'll stick that at the top. I shared you out. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tracy, for sharing out. Thank you so much. And isn't that what the best thing we can do for each other is wishing good blessings and love and sure. Okay. Let me know if you shared out, and I'll give you one like really quickie if you want a more explained quickie. Not quickie, but personal. Let me know. All right. So what's this for? The collective, real quick. Oh, my fingers are going numb. All right. Too much texting. All right. So this one, and then one mystical. So any of you guys, I'm just going to mention the Master Light Blaster groups. It's for a group of light beings. You guys are all Master Light Blasters, but for the Master Light Blaster that wants to take it to the next frequency, it's about personal self-development. I do channelings, and then I give free little quickies within the groups throughout different channelings, and hopefully we'll explore too with each other what we're working on, and it's a safe, private, membership only group. It's only $33 a month. I picked 33 because that's a master number, master teacher. So it's kind of for those two that kind of are on that trajectory of teaching and wanting to share their stuff, but you don't need to, because it's all about self-development, self-expansion, and just activating to your greatest potential. And just, anyways, I'll post something on that after. All right, so I combine my mind, body, and soul to lift all of humanity into new dimensions. Well, that says it in a nutshell. As you activate more light, as you embody yourself and empower yourself by allowing all the contrasts to unite as one, this just looks and depicts in its affirmation of the collective message earlier, opening up to new dimensions, creating them and using them as support. And every dimension is a truth unto itself. A truth is just a frequency you're believing in. And then that frequency can expand also as well. So that's what we're doing. We combine our mind, our body, and soul to lift all of humanity into new dimensions. And that also brings forth the crumbling of the timeline as we know it, and everything attached to that creates the illusion of constriction, limitations, and we're stepping into further trust and embodying that. Very beautiful. And then the other one, oh, there's two of those. Hold on here. Is this like mixed up or something? Where's that going here? What the heck? Hold on here. Okay. All right, this is the one. They're all mixed up. New beginnings. This is what we're bringing forth. That's that dragon energy, but the dragon is right in front of the sun. Connecting to the light will burn off, release, transmute anything that is not serving you. But you've got to be like that dragon. Allow your fire to come out. The fire is the passion. It is what excites you. It's what ignites you and expressing it. But what is it? It's channeling from that heart space. It's from that sun. New beginnings, begin your new life. Sort of a dragon. It's not a dragon. I thought it was a dragon. It's a chicken. It's a chicken dragon, rainbow chicken dragon. So they used the analogy of the chick earlier that had to come and break through its own shell. And if you do it for you, it doesn't have that will to live as much and the courage. So it's just showing us all of the eggs that we have broken through, all of the portals and dimensions, all of the DNA, all of the light activated within us as we have gone through our experiences. Some have been burned in the fire. As we walk through our own ring of fire, we burn off that which does not serve us, but then it is alchemized like the phoenix rising into new life. And that's what you guys are all doing, have all done. So it's just affirmation for you guys as you step into new life. Breaking down of the old, transmuting the old energies, thought forms, ways, beings, beliefs, timelines to create greater freedom for you. But you're the one that has brought forth the freedom through your allowance and allowing your surrender to the resistance to allow it to be your friend, not your enemy. It's unity. All right, real quick, I will pull a couple quickies. Seeing it's Sunday. Reminds me of Sunday, going to church, and they bring the basket of the offerings. So I'm thinking of it, sort of relating it as a couple quickies as my offering. Well, all of my lives are, but all right. So I saw Tracy. So Tracy first and then Sue. Just a couple quickies. Tracy, this is for you. Face your fears. So hopefully this live, and if you go back to the beginning, and if you didn't see it, go back to the beginning. I talk about the fears and working through them and how they're your friend, showing you energies that you are transmuting and letting go of. And as you face your fears, you realize they were just false evidence appearing real. It's like I used to be deadly afraid of doing channelings and going live. And as I faced it, oh my God, your fears are also your freedom. As you face your fears, you're brought to greater freedom because then they don't hold you back, because essentially nothing is meant to hold us back. So releasing the fear and allowing it to show you true freedom. And this horse is kind of coming to mind. Looks like a wild horse. That's an Aries sign. My daughter's an Aries. Her birthday's on the 4th. She's going to be 17, but she was always like that wild horse, like that Disney. Is it Disney? Spirit, the wild horse, just being free to express all that you are. So you're releasing inhibitions and breaking through. And they're telling you, yes, you are on the right path. Keep doing that, because that's where your ultimate power lies, because you can't be powerful if you're allowing something to have power over you. So as you face it, you realize it was just a lie. It was a tool to empower you. All right, so that's for Tracy, and now Sue is next. Sue Davio, Patty, thank you so much for sharing. John, do you want some pizza? I think he already had a whole pineapple one yesterday, Abilita Mamacita. He's probably feeling a little sick today. All right, if he's still there. All right, who are we on here? Sue, anybody else who wants a quickie or a personal, let me know. Open donations for a personal. A quickie is just going to be just that, a quickie. One quick, the message on the card, even though I can't help but to go a little deeper. All right. Whatever spirit brings, I just follow the guide. I just follow my light. All right, Golden Tarot. I don't know why that's standing out. Enlightenment, pursue spiritual growth. And it sounds like that's exactly like you are, and we all are, or we would not be resonating or even on this live right now. Pursue spiritual growth. So the power within. Spirituality, spirit is really something that isn't tangible. It's believing in something that cannot be proved or is necessarily tangible from the limited perception. However, it's all tangible, really. All the hearts, everything. That's the reflection of spirit for me in the physical. But it believes in a power. I don't want to say it's outside of you, because some might say that, but that power is actually within you. It's believing in a power that you cannot prove, and you have, the proof is in the allowance, going through the process. So you're being called to greater spiritual pursuits. And the peacock represents pride. So having pride in it, to me, it's automatically saying you have a gift or an ability or a talent, and to be proud of it and to pursue it and to express it and exclaim it. You are a temple of God's source energy, and you have a gift to be expressed spiritual wise. And you got a lot of animals. The elephant stood out really strong. So having the courage, the fortitude, and the stamina to keep on that path. You're already on it, I feel, Sue. So keeping on it. My mom called my granddaughter Little Chick. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Yeah, synchronicity. When I get done with my Akashic records, I want to, oh my God, that would be so awesome, Abuelita, because I haven't had any official Akash teachings or whatever, but I feel that Akash opens up naturally as I allow multidimensional streams to come forth, but they come forth through you guys, your reflections, your energy. Abuelita, please, when you are ready, definitely message me on that. Yeah, Sue, you're powerful. You're very, very powerful. And I feel you have your hands in many different things. I didn't hit upon it, but that woman had different arms. So it's telling me that you are multidimensionally, and you're opening up to multidimensional gifts that you've gained from other timelines. So you have not just one ability. There's many that you have your hands in on the spiritual realm. So pursue them and allow all. And you don't have to go just one path. They're saying there's many, you're taking what you need from each one and you're making it your own. Abuelita, I'm going to pull you a card. Just because you're there and you're always there and you never ask. So I'm going to pull you one for Abuelita Mamacita. Abuelita Mamacita, Angel of Miracles. You have the Angel of Miracles, which is open your heart and expect a miracle. To me, this is you're guiding others to their miracles. It's almost like, Abuelita, you're going to be taking this and see the little kid on the back through your Akash, through your lives, through your channelings, through your teachings. You are helping the newbies, the newborns. You're giving birth. You're helping to activate. You're being a reflection for them to activate their new beginnings, their new insights, their new light, their new past, and gaining them insight into their other multidimensional selves through the Akash that you're doing. You're opening them up to give them wings to fly right along with you. No boundaries, no limits. I feel that's you, Abuelita. You're the angel and you're carrying others through your opening up. You're showing a path where others can connect to their Akash, to their multidimensional self. Expect the miracle. You are the miracle. We reflect each other's miracles. Awesome. Anybody else? If anyone made a donation, speak now. Otherwise, I will be tuning off. Hey, done that me a lot lately. I'll pass mine on to actually, Chris, I'm going to do one for you. You missed yesterday's live with everybody. Chris Tucker, you in the Master Light Blaster group. When for those that want to join, I do some free minis as part of the group teaching and channelings. And Chris, you missed yesterday's, and I did everybody but you, I think. Oh, Tino wasn't there either. So I'm going to pull just a quickie for you right now, Chris. And Chris, so on the Masters tonight, for you guys watching that are Masters in the Master Light Blaster group at, what time did I say, 6? Some of us, like what we, like we like little insights from one another, and we share like the oracles. I'm going to be doing and sharing a mini class how I read cards or how to read cards, and no right or wrong way, but when we share perspectives, we shine some light, and then someone might take that light and expand it further. So I'm just thinking of that as I'm shuffling. I look for poppers, or when I say a popper, one that sticks to my hand. These cards are big, so usually one that sticks to my hand I'll pick, or if it pops out. I don't do it fancy schmancy. Like if you're playing poker and you take the cards and you bend them, I just shuffle them, and I know that we always reflect the energy we need. So also part of Oracle and spiritual teachings is getting to the point where we trust that. We get out of our mind, stop worrying, the ego will get in the way. Oh, what if they think that's a stupid message, or they don't relate, or they don't resonate? There comes a time where you just gotta like step out of the way, the mind, and just present and share exactly what you're feeling. And spirit will use songs, they will use images in a way, and you might say, well, that don't make sense. It's just about just delivering it. Our job is just to deliver. And you got the same stinking one. Enlightenment. Pursue, and this is so appropriate for you, Chris, because I think you were the first one to join. No, Tamara was. You were second to join the Master Light Blaster group, or maybe Gina. I can't remember. Pursue spiritual growth. So this too, with the 4 arms, your base too, with the 4 arms representing the 4, creating a new foundation where you're expressing multiple spiritual talents, multiple. And to be and she's got this bean or gold pot pouring. Great abundance awaits you. And the expectation of abundance we need to also dismiss. It can be friends, groups, opportunities, and just our expansion is abundant because we are eternally expanding into our God source, activating and embodying more and more light. And it can relate financially, it can relate through opportunities, friends, connections, all of that. So you're just pouring open, Chris, abundance. And you too got the elephant. I think of the elephant on your knees and the elephant trunk blasting, that song that you shared with me, which I love. And we're part of the same tribe, no doubt. The Master Light Blasters is a very unique group. So for those that do resonate, definitely join. You don't need to know me or anyone. Just follow that intuition, that guide within, because elephants are a very close, tight-knit family. So yeah, you're just expanding. You're expanding volumes. All right. I'm almost done. I'm going to be going to the gym with my family. All right. So yeah, that's just affirmation for you, Chris. The light, the rainbows, the codes, beautiful. And you're a multi tasker. You have a lot that's going to be showing up for you. And I know you mentioned in a private to me yesterday, that you just want to absorb as much. That's how I am. I just want to absorb and suck in as much as I can. But that sucking in is actually activating that which is within you already. We're just reflecting that for one another. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I'll be on tonight in the Masters at 6. Just who knows where that'll go to. May you all shine. Happy Sunday. I'm surprised James wasn't here. Sunday, the sweetness, representing an ice cream sundae, representing the sun outside as the sun within, representing Sunday as a new beginning, the first day of the week. Sunday typically represents a day of rest, so a day to reflect and embody and just tune in to you.